What is going on, guys? Welcome to an advanced TensorFlow tutorial that is no joke, because installing TensorFlow is freaking hard. And in this video, I'm gonna go through all the steps so that you can have the latest version of TensorFlow, which is currently 2.4, and have GPU support on Windows. So in my TensorFlow tutorials, on the first one, we actually just installed it using Anaconda, and then we got GPU support, but that is only supported for currently version 2.1. And of course, we want the latest. So I'll just go through how to install it in this video. All right, so I've written down all the steps that we're going to go through, and also tried to make it so that you can follow this even in the future when there are newer GPU TensorFlow versions available. So if we copy that first link, they're in the description, and if we open that up, we can see all of the versions and what Cuda Toolkit and cudNN library that we need for those, and also the Python version that is necessary for that, or that are compatible with that TensorFlow release. So the latest TensorFlow 2.4, so we're going to install that. But let's say in the future, if you're watching this in the future and there are more recent TensorFlow versions, then you would just check what Cuda and cudNN library, and then you would install those. All right, so what we need first of all is Microsoft Visual Studio. So I'll go to that page that I linked, and here we're gonna download Visual Studio. So when you press install, you'll get this Visual Studio installer. You just press continue. All right, and then you'll get into this page right here. And we're not going to use any additional things here. We're just gonna use the core editor, and that is taking up 700 megabytes. Just press install here, and then we'll just press continue. And then when that is done, it'll automatically open, but we'll just close that and we're done with that step. So the next step is that we're going to install Nvidia Cuda Toolkit, and then it's important to also check on that thing and check which Cuda Toolkit we actually want to install. So in this case, we want to install 11.0. So I'll just copy paste that in that link, and then you can see all the releases right here. And the one that we're gonna take is 11.0, and we'll choose if there are updates, we'll just choose the latest one. So in this case, we'll choose update 1. I'm on Windows version 10, and then I'll choose this network installer. So just download that. All right, so I've downloaded that and put it on my desktop. Next thing we're gonna do is just install this one. And we're not doing any custom installation here, so just the Express one. All right, so it's finally finished. It took a while, and then I'll just press next right here, and we're done with the Cuda Toolkit. So let's go on to the next step, which is downloading the cudNN library. And again here, we're going to check in that the library that it's using is version 8. So we'll go to that link, and here you're actually going to need to have an account for Nvidia. So either create one, or if you have one, just log in. But I'm going to press this download cudNN. And then when you're logged in, you'll see this cudNN download, and you'll just press this I agree to the terms of the agreement, and then we'll check which one is for Cuda 11.0, and that's version 8.05. So we'll just download that, and we'll download it for Windows. All right, so the next step is just taking that we just downloaded and then just extract it. And I've already done that, and then we get this Cuda folder right here. And so if we open that, we can see that we have a bin folder, include, and lib. And all that we're going to do is just take all of those 3 folders, just copy them. And the next thing we're going to do is go to this PC, and then we'll go to program files. We'll look for Nvidia GPU Computing Toolkit. Then we'll go to Cuda version 11, right? That's the one we just installed. And then we'll just paste those files rather, and then replace the files in the destination, and we'll do that for all the items. So now we've done all the necessary steps for installation of Cuda. What we're going to do is we're going to go to this bin folder, and we're going to copy that location. And then we'll go to environment variables. We'll go to environment variables, double click on this path right here, and then we'll press new, and we'll paste in that location, and just that's okay. Then we'll go back and we'll go to this libnvvp folder. We'll copy paste that location, and we'll do the same thing. We'll press new, and then we're done. So now we've added both of those environments to our path. Now that we've done all of those necessary steps, before we actually install TensorFlow, I'm going to restart my computer, so I'll be back just in a second. All right, so I've restarted my computer, and now the next steps we're going to do is actually install TensorFlow. So I'll open up Mini Conda, and hopefully you have that. If not, then you can check out my first TensorFlow installation tutorial on the beginner series where I show how to install this. All right, so what we're going to do is we'll do conda create. We'll set the name. I'll just call it TF 2.4, and then we'll set the Python version to the latest compatible version, which is 3.8. Okay, so now that we have that, we're just going to do conda activate TF 2.4, and then all we'll do is pip install TensorFlow, which will install both the CPU and the GPU version, and we'll make sure that this works when this is actually installed. All right, so I'm using PyCharm, and I'll just show you how we can use that conda environment inside of PyCharm. So let's just do my test project, and we'll, instead of using new environment using this, we'll press this previously configured interpreter. We'll search for TF 2.2.4, and that's it. We'll create our project. And then to check that it actually works, we'll just make a Python file, call it train. So to make sure that this actually works, I'm going to go to my GitHub page. I'll scroll down to one of the TensorFlow tutorials, maybe the convolutional neural network, and I'll just copy paste all of that code. And then I'll paste that in, but I'm going to go to the top and actually remove this so that we actually get warnings and some information to make sure that it actually runs and is able to load the GPU version. All right, so the moment of truth, let's see if it works. We'll press this run, we'll go to run, and then we'll run that file. And as we can see, there's a lot of things here, but what you're looking for is that it says successfully opened that Cuda 11.0.dll, and essentially that it says that it successfully opened all of those things. And also you can see right here that it's running relatively quickly. It would take a lot longer if I was running on the CPU. So this means that it's working, and this is how you install TensorFlow. There's a lot of steps, but now we at least got the latest version of TensorFlow with GPU support on our machine. All right, thank you so much for watching. If you want more TensorFlow tutorials, let me know and I'll make more advanced ones. All right, see you in the next video.